Nation.
Know how, right?
Hope this evening finds you
I'm
well.
trying to fuck the DA lady in her mouth, though. Did some R&B
Uh,
shit on the jet, though. I got that
I was just riding around doing my errands
just a young ass
and
nigga.
decided to come on the YouTube channel, in which I'm so happy that I finally uh, surpassed my strike that was unfairly, in my opinion, unfairly placed upon my account. So now that I have that strike removed from my account, and I have 1,000. I have over 1,000 subs, and I also have more than the required amount of viewership hours in order to complete the monetization aspect of this YouTube account. It's been a long and arduous journey, I must say, and I must indeed, first and foremost, give my gratitude and thanks to my mentor and I guess a grand inspiration for this page, Mr. Charles. Uh, it's just, and I think I may have said it before on this channel. I am so. I mean, it may be very little, and it may mean much to Mr. Charles. I am so very proud and happy for the accomplishments that he has made, and the years in which I've become acquainted with him. You know, I haven't really known Mr. Charleston, known of Mr. Charleston for I guess no more than let's see, I say about 3 years. I don't know why this thing keeps saying I'm waiting on a guest. I didn't invite a guest, but I guess if a particular guest gets on that I would like to have on my YouTube, I will welcome them in. But yeah, I must say that I am very excited for this plateau in which I reached, and I'm still undergoing the determination on whether or not I will be made able to uh to uh monetize this channel. I mean, I have all types of content on this channel. Uh, I have a lot of Charleston White content on this channel. Mr. Charleston is in my mind a ghost investor. Well, not so much a ghost investor, but whatever fruits I reap from this channel, I will graciously and eagerly and in anticipation of socking to Mr. White's pocket. Uh, I've seen the man get serious. It's something about, I mean, I follow YouTube characters. I mean, not to say character. Well, I guess I can say characters because we all know that even though we may put a lot of our own personal characteristics and and we like to believe our own thoughts and opinions into the personas that we portray on this internet. I came across a lot of characters in my being on the online, and in my opinion, as far as the interaction with the viewership that channel holder or whomever may have, I got to give it to Charleston White. Uh, in my mind and from my observation, he's kind of done it unlike any no other online personality, a YouTube creator, a content creator as a whole, because he's not only on YouTube, it's also on the TikTok, it's also on the Instagram, and we cannot forget that it began in the Facebook land. So for us, I mean, us gentlemen in our elder years, and even not so much for us gentlemen in our elder years, for the young fellas too, to have a blueprint to follow, an inspiration, a guideline, a reference to look on and witness and see, well, what may happen, or what potential obstacles you may have, and the glory and the joy of victory that you may have underneath your endeavor to become a content creator and monetize your time and your energy and effort that you put on social media. Uh, a whole lot of people should be thanking Charleston White, but anybody that's familiar with the journey that he's been upon, we know that he's given opportunities to people, and we know that people have squandered those opportunities. I myself do not want to be upon that number of those who do. So yeah, we monetize. Well, now we ain't monetized yet, baby. We on our way. I mean, it is my belief and it is my opinion, and by the will of all that is good and great, we about to get some money. About to get us some goddamn internet money, off this shit. Because like the man always says, he says, he's been and I've been on the web, since the pioneering days, the late 90s and all that shit, where it used to just be like internet forums, where, you might go on a forum and then somebody will post a topic up and it'll be a list of people that give responses by way of commentary. Uh, and then, just and for the aspect of being able to see people that you might have met online. We would have things in those days where we would be commenting back and forth online in a little chat. Well, it wasn't even necessarily chat. The internet forums, and then we might somehow email each other numbers and stuff like that, and have the grand get-togethers and meet up. But now it's you think about those times in those 90s on up to now in the present, it's pretty much evolved. Nowadays, you don't even necessarily have to go out from your city, your town, to talk to somebody. You could go live with them, and you could look at them in their face, and they could look at you in your face while y'all talking back and forth. You can stand back from the camera, and they can see what kind of physique and shape you might be working with, and they can stand back from the camera. It's a whole basically what I'm saying is a whole new kind of way of interacting on this thing. Well, not necessarily whole. It's a more evolved and advanced way of interacting on this thing than it was when I first got on. And not only that, uh, of course, during the dot, because it was like when I say I came on early in the pioneering days, it was like the beginning, the dawn of the .com era, where everybody was getting on and they was getting that .com money. But all we were at that time, we didn't I guess the poor Negro boy, the poor I guess at that time I was working the square job. I was working at Vanderbilt University Medical Group. And that's funny. I'll bring that up because when I'm speaking on social media or being on the internet actually was instrumental in me losing that job at Vanderbilt Medical Group because hell, uh, uh, man, you got to be careful. And I guess I'm going there with pardon me, excuse me. You got to be careful with I'm pretty staying in the same place. You got to be careful about who you meet on the internet because I met a couple ladies on the internet, and in the process of being those couple ladies, because and those were the days I was much younger and I was still in the midst of sowing my wild oats, trying to be PIMP, Macology. Shout out to Too Short and all, that era. I was still in the era of the new, I guess it was the new era of black exploitation by way of pimping and pandering through the culture and the music. So what I mean, and I guess it's not even necessarily that. If even today or even back then, if you could have more than one woman, then I guess the internet kind of made it easier because you could be talking to one woman in a particular city and state, and you could be talking to another woman in a particular city and state. You could also have a woman that's in your city and state that you're dealing with already, who doesn't really necessarily know that you're talking to either woman in either other state or even on the internet with anybody. Period. They just wonder why you always on the internet because, like I said back then, this is early in the day when the full potential the wretchedness or the dysfunction or the degenerate. No, I shouldn't say that. I mean, because a lot of people meet good people on there and then make proper connections on the internet. But this was back in the day, very much back in the day. So what I'm saying is that I spent a lot of years, just trying to get when I'm underneath certain comments or no back then it was like okay you might go on a website they may have a story they might it was before like everything got combined like you could share it onto your timeline and it'll be on an Instagram or a Twitter or whatever you would have to go to a particular website. MySpace was there but MySpace wasn't doing it like this. You would have to go to a particular website. You would have to have commentary back and forth underneath a topic or a website story on that particular website. So you'll be talking back and forth, or arguing back and forth with somebody, some stranger, and you're not getting any benefits other than I guess intellectual recreation or just the ability to express yourself and get this stuff off your chest. But even in doing that, like even to today, you ain't necessarily getting no money off of it. Because really back then, I guess it's more understandable back then, but even back then, it was people that had blogs. And I guess they were making their money, whatever websites would pay them money to operate blogs. They was making money then from that aspect, but we didn't the normal people the people that logged on and I guess as it get more advanced you could start really surfing the web on your phone. The people that was on there doing it back then, we didn't necessarily know how to flip no money by way of phone. We wasn't carrying around desktop computers. We might be fucking around just looking at stuff on the phone, you know on the internet, because the operation, the ability to to do all the thumb action that we do now, sending pictures, sending videos, sending comments, where like they didn't have it like that. It was just text. But I still say all that to say that I was wasting the whole and I mean it just we should never say that we waste time because I guess there's a lesson in all the time that we use. Uh, but I used a whole lot of time that could have probably and more likely been used more constructively on something that could have benefited myself constructively in the real world as opposed to my reputation in the cyber world. So yeah, not only this YouTube, man. I mean, it really, and I got to thank the brother Charles and wife for just putting that seed in a nigga brain to say, if you own this internet, spending your time and your mind and your energy and your effort going back and forth with strangers, then you need to be trying to make you some money. You need to be trying to do something while you're doing this. You need to be trying to get something out of it for yourself. Uh, so once I thought about it, and once of course, we talk about Mr. Charles. Well, we don't talk about Mr. Charles's delivery. I understand Mr. Charles' delivery. I always had. Uh, we talk about the delivery of it all, but sometimes we need that delivery because that delivery, like the old folks, they used to scold you and make you feel stupid. Sometimes you need to be rendered to feel stupid and dumb, so you'll get some understanding on some certain things you may have to make transformative changes to yourself in regards to making an advancing yourself, taking yourself to a higher level. So yeah, with that being said, man, I'm in the parking lot of the Wally Mart, and I need to pick up a couple of items, so I need to drop. We need to come to a close on what I'm saying though. But I was just really just coming on to say, hey everybody, peace to the nigga nation. Shout out to Mr. Charleston White. Congratulations on the Live Nation tour. Is it 54 cities or 56 cities? I know it's four countries. I do believe it's four countries. Uh, I always say, I mean, but yeah, Mr. Charles said academic was his friend. Academics may still be his friend, but I always do. Academics was bullshit, you, Mr. Charles. Uh, in regards to that concert shit, but hell, I'm not Mr. Charles' advisor. I can't nobody really, from the status that he is, really can't nobody advise Mr. Charles from the position that we sit in at this point because nobody's done it like he's done it. And I'm gonna give praise to my nigga, man. Y'all call it what y'all. If there's people out there that can fix their mouth type hateful comments and give empty threats and talk about what they do about his residents or what have you. Uh, Foolish them in my mind, because we all know that it's bad enough that not even necessarily us being popular people, them alphabet people, they watching your accounts. If not them people, the agents themselves, they got software and shit like that to pick up what you typing on out here. So if you can hate on a nigga, why can't I applaud the nigga? Why can't I celebrate? Because I mean, I don't even have to. I don't even need to ask permission to do so. Because like I said, I follow a whole lot of YouTube channel holders, and I know I've supported them, by way of sharing or buying product for them or going to their certain conventions and things of that nature. But as far as a channel holder that gives real life constructive help, that has a reputation and has a background of actually being someone who is uh, transformative, aid, a benefit, a resource to his black village, the particular people around you, and has been an example to others in order to make transformation and changes in their own individual village. It's good to get the black history and the information and build monuments that claim to be about black history, but somehow, I mean, and it's no shade, it's just my particular observation. Somehow these monuments that you build for us as a whole and our history as a whole eventually tend to be just individual monuments to the person who to self to that person who proposed the building of that monument. But I'm getting off topic. I'm almost monetized, y'all. About to give me some internet money. Niggas was saying I wasn't gonna do and I understand when he sometimes Charles talk about, he say that people is looking at you crazy and they don't believe you believe that they don't believe in what you're doing. They kind of like they may not necessarily want you to fail. They may not necessarily want you to exceed, but they rather just sit back and watch and see how I go either way. Uh, I'm watching how I go. I can't afford to sit back with it though. And it's not so much to prove with the show the naysayers that it can be possible. It's just to prove to myself that I have the capability and the perseverance and the ability to be successful in this endeavor. But like I said, I got to give it up to the nigga that gave me help when other people that's in that same position can give countless other people's help, but don't even offer that type of help. It is what it is, though. I got somebody hollering in here. My nigga Unitas, man, you called me, man. What's up with you, baby? Shit. Uh, I be seeing you come on. Said, damn, you miss a lot, and it be my schedule, man. My schedule is different now. I still kind of catch myself up later than what I should be up doing nights when I have to be at work. I normally get up on the work days now at 5 a.m. because I got to work from 7 p.m. or 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So it's like, well, uh, I got the my body is already rigged to going to going to bed late. So it's like shit. I'll catch myself on the night I know I got to get up at 5 in the morning, up at 1 and 2. Yeah, okay. Yeah, man. You know when it's gonna be there, but a matter of time for you call me in the streets. And like I was telling the outer space, because with nobody on probably before you got on, that this channel is almost. I got my last strike fell off. I submitted my application for YouTube monetization. I've gotten past the steps of the requirements of the subscribers and the amount of user hours. I've also filled out my application for Google AdSense, and they seem to have approved that. The only thing that I'm waiting now is for YouTube's evaluation of the suitability of my channel to be paid money via way of Google Ads. And I know, I mean, like I know I don't want to be, but then again, I'm also at the whim of the master at my plantation, which I call Candyland, which is my job. I know it's kind of like a trip to be at the whim of community standards and stuff like that, especially when you kind of relying on a particular entity to pay you money. Uh, but hell, I want to see. I want to see what what the good what the big deal about the YouTube check is, man. I'm sure I could help them. I want to be able to kick down to my mama and change. I'm comfortable. I'm not balling or nothing like that, but I don't want for nothing. I enjoy my life. I'm sure there's things and experiences that I could experience and do with a little bit more money. But yeah, man, I want to see what it's about. I got my income out that I got coming. Why not see what the internet money will do? Why not see what I can build upon off of this type of situation? Get my product and get my branding together, and somehow take this social media persona, the words I say in front of this camera on my phone to the audience. Maybe I might be able to take that somewhere offline and put it in a more terrestrial public situation per se. Yeah, man. I don't know why this phone got this thing on here talking about it's wait for a guest. For I guess now they got Facebook. No, not now they got YouTube where you can like invite people on, like I guess Instagram or something like that, or Facebook, whatever. But hmm, I ain't invite nobody. I got my Aqua hat on, man. I kind of like got that shit on because it matches. Supposed to kind of match my pants and shit. Uh, it's good. You feel as good. You feel as good as you look. You know, that's something that I learned as a kid. I wasn't taught it the way that Mr. Charles would say that his mama said. But you may be having a bad day. You might start off with a bad day, but you might get up, and since you're able to utilize the clippers, and I had to fix I had to fix my hairline because I took that motherfucker all the way back here, and I had to wait for it to grow a little bit. So I took it and then I faded it in, and I brought it all the way down. Trying to my wave pattern should be coming back necessarily real easy, but like I said, I got dimples in my head. I can't be a bald head nigga because I got I got a raising head, so it's like you got ridges and shit, and so I have to like work the clippers in order to kind of like get in there to even out with them prune pinches is. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Unitas is in the motherfucking house, bro. Uh, I appreciate your support, man. Cause hell, sometimes and this stuff it may happen overnight for some people, but even those who it happens overnight for sometimes they're not able to withstand the length. They're not able to come with something else after they get their sensation. Their 5 minutes of fame, 15 minutes of fame, whatever. On here. So in my mind, I guess the slow grind, the slow walk that I got that I had to take in order to somewhat get to whatever levels of accomplishments I've gotten to. Not only here on this YouTube, but also on my Facebook. I got a fan page on Facebook, the Real Beauty of Black Relationships page, the Real Beauty of Black Relationships page on Facebook. Y'all go on there, y'all see videos of me on there too. Uh, if anybody happens to watch this video, I'm not I'm like Mr. Charleston. Fuck it. I ain't gonna beg nobody to like or share shit. But I'll tell you about it. I got a platform. It's about 38,000 right now. It's at 37,800 people on there. I'd had the bitch since 2011. The Real Beauty of Black Relationships page on Facebook. Feel free to support if you do so feel inclined. So with that being said, man, I really need to go finish my duties of what I got going on. Peace and love to you all. Nigga Nation or nothing. Uh oh, Charles is coming on. Uh oh, Charles is coming on. Mr. Charles is coming on.